Style.
Hi, I'm Alan and this is Daddy. We're here to spend another cultural moment with you.
And this time we brought our tea to the bottom of the Arctic Ocean.
No, we haven't. We're in front of a green screen pretending to have tea at the bottom of the Arctic Ocean.
Stop it! You don't get this theater of the imagination thing, do you? I mean, through the magic of video, we can transcend time and space and use our active imaginations and be at the bottom of the ocean or anywhere else we want to be, right?
Why would we want to? It's supposed to be cold down here, and how is it I'm breathing underwater anyway?
I know. Don't worry about breathing. We're breathing, okay? We're awaiting the arrival of the world's first nuclear submarine, but we have to do the beginning part first. The beginning part. Oh, here comes the USS Nautilus now. It must be 11:15 p.m. on August 6th, 1958, and we're at the North Pole.
Wait a second. If we're at the North Pole, how can it be 11:15 p.m.? There's no time zone on the North Pole, or perhaps it's every time zone. It could be 6:15 over there, 8:15 over there, and 3:15
Yeah,
over
I
there.
know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how they just know that the ship's log said it was 11:15 p.m. You just should feel lucky that I'm letting you stay up this late.
Thanks.
All right. Now, did you know that the Nautilus is the world's first nuclear-powered submarine? This means it doesn't have to surface as often, and it's capable of crossing under the polar ice cap and directly across the North Pole.
So, how do they navigate? At the North Pole, their compasses are useless, and every direction is south.
See, that's another problem. I mean, seriously, they had to develop a new navigation system. Traveling to the North Pole by ship was a huge challenge in 1958.
And the point of this was, or is, are we pretending this is happening now or what?
Look, in 1958, right, the United States is involved in a Cold War and the Soviets have just launched the Sputnik satellite into space. The United States needs to show that even while the Soviets are ahead in space, we could easily move a nuclear submarine from one ocean to the other, and we did.
Great. This is all about blowing people up with nuclear
weapons? No, not exactly. I mean, yes, the idea was to defend the United States, but since the days of Columbus, people in Europe have been trying to get to Asia by going west, and of course, America stood in the way, and so many explorers set out to find the Northwest Passage and couldn't find it.
Which Roald Amundsen did in 1906. Why are we still concerned about this in 1958?
See, Amundsen just had a six-man crew on a tiny boat that sort of hugged the coastline. But until recently, making regular excursions by large ships wasn't possible.
Until recently? You mean like the 21st century or 1958?
No, I'm talking about the 21st century now. And that's the exciting part, or the not-so-exciting part. You see, the Arctic is melting for whatever reason. I mean, obviously it's global climate change, and the Arctic is getting smaller, and traversing by ship is getting easier. They've even had pleasure cruises go through there lately.
But that's not a good thing.
No, it's not a good thing in terms of climate, but the point is that the Navy has been moving submarines back and forth since 1958, and it's given researchers an opportunity to tag along, and they've been able to map the changes in the Arctic and gather samples, and they found that along with the shrinking Arctic ice, they've been able to track the changes in the ecosystem.
So it's not about hauling nuclear weapons around anymore?
No. They've set up outposts in the Arctic, and they've done research, and they have even laid fiber optic cables that go from London to Tokyo. And do you know what that means?
That they can watch our silly YouTube videos at the North Pole.
Precisely, and we would really appreciate a few more Arctic subscribers.
So, what did we learn down here?
Well, we learned that Roald Amundsen was the first to bring a ship through the Northwest Passage, and that the USS Nautilus was the first to traverse the North Pole. And we learned that while this was born out of fear of the Cold War, the military missions across the North Pole have provided the world with a lot of useful research about the shrinking Arctic.
Can we go now? I'm freezing and my tea is full of salt water.
Salt water. You really don't get this theater of the imagination thing, do you? Right? You have to mock me.
I understand it. I said I had salt water in my tea.
Once again, we have a few great links for you. If you click on this link, you'll find a short video about an expedition under the polar ice cap that happened last year. And then there's another link to NOAA's Arctic report card that will tell you how we're doing environmentally there.
And don't forget to like us, pin us, and tweet us. And be sure to subscribe, particularly if you're watching in the Arctic anywhere, because we think that would be cool.
And most importantly of all, even if you're underwater, don't forget to keep that pinky finger extended.